Good. How you guys?
What in your mind makes a good partnership or a good pairing?
In my mind, in golf, a reliable partner, a great player. And the good thing is, in these international team events, we've got a lot of those on our team, so it helps. All the players on our team are great players. I think personality goes into it when you're pairing guys. Make sure they like each other, match up well. So yeah, I would say those are the biggest tangibles.
What's it like so far being such a big favorite, maybe even a bigger favorite than normal years because of the limited adversity that other teams face?
Yeah, the crazy thing about that is we haven't talked about that at all in our team room. I think that's as they would say, outside noise. The score is 0-0. We hadn't even started yet, so we know we have an opportunity in front of us to play a great international team, and we're definitely not taking it lightly as a team. We're all making sure we're very prepared for whatever they bring our way, and then for me, it's just my job to try and be as prepared as possible to play when my name's called to go.
What's it been like playing for Davis Love III so far?
Yeah, I've loved it. Davis and Robin have been great, have had a great captaincy. They show great leadership and just a chill demeanor. He's very, he's just an awesome guy to be around. He's got very great energy. And I think it matches well for the young team that we have. And the vibes have been nice and it's been chill.
How about Webb Simpson?
Webb's one of my favorite guys on tour. Known him for a long time. Played on these teams together with him for a few of these teams together. So it's cool to have him in the locker room, to have his experience on a team where we don't have that much international team experience. To have someone like Webb, who's a little closer to our age, I think was a huge pickup for our team. He can relate to us. He still plays. He knows the golf course very well as he lives here. So nothing but good things when it comes to Webb.
Yeah, Tony, what's the big difference between now having done this a couple of times and knowing that there's so many guys that are rookies on both teams?
Yeah.
What's the dynamic on that?
Yeah, it is crazy to think. I think they have 8 on their side and 6 on our side. That's a lot for both sides. But I think the thing that we've all learned in this game, at least I have, is these young guys are ready for the big lights. To me, the phrase rookie is exactly that. It's just a phrase at this point. These guys, we know the guys on their team are going to be ready to play. Our rookies on our team are ready to play. So it doesn't play as big a factor, I feel like, as it once did in our game. And we're definitely not looking at it that way. You're going to see with the pairings, they're coming out pretty soon. But we don't look at who's played, who hasn't played. We look at what we feel like are the best matchups, and we put the guys in there ready to play.
Kevin was just over there saying everybody's calling it a box. Are you ready for that new year?
Yeah, well, I actually said that. I'm the third oldest on the team, which is crazy for me to think. I think, like, in Paris, my first cup, which was only 4 years ago, I was, like, the third or fourth youngest on the team. I felt like a kid. And now I don't feel like a kid anymore. So it tells you how young our game got. But it's a great thing. Our kids, these guys are great teammates. None of them act their age. What I mean by that is they definitely don't play like they're in their 20s. And their minds are a lot stronger than that and a lot more mature than that. So.
You've experienced both methods here of picking pairings where the President's Cup go back and forth, right after the Do you have one that you think is better or cooler? Or do you have any opinion there?
Yeah, my opinion is that I think the way they do it for this President's Cup is better. I think it's cool that you get to pick who you want to play against their guys, and it kind of goes back to us. They get to pick who they want to play against us. I think that's a really cool way to do the draw. So I prefer the way the President's Cup does it over the Ryder Cup.
Does that allow for you guys as the players to maybe, behind closed doors, say that, hey, I want to play against somebody? Does that give you the option?
Yeah, it definitely opens up that option where. If there's someone you're comfortable or you do want to play, could potentially happen. The chance of it happening is still pretty low. You'd have to have a perfect scenario where they pick the guys and then you say, yeah, I want to play them. But it's definitely a possibility because of this format and the way that they pick.
How much does the team and country aspect of the President's Cup kind of just affect how you feel and the emotions out there when you're playing?
Yeah, that's what makes this tournament, this cup so different. In these international events, every time we tee it up, we're kind of selfishly playing for ourselves, for our legacy. Our sponsors are, who we represent. But for 1 week a year, for us, the President's Cup or the Ryder Cup, we have an opportunity to play for our teammates, our flag, our country, pride, our captains. I mean, that's what's on the line, and so this week is never taken lightly, for any of us. And I know that I'm proud to be a part of this team again, and just my job is just be ready to play for everything that I just named.
Tony, when you think back to the Ryder Cup last fall, you guys opened up a pretty big lead on Saturday. How did you guys guard against complacency heading into the Monday?
Yeah, I mean, the score is 0-0. That's the thing. We haven't started yet, so we know. None of us are taking this lightly. There's no question about it. We all prepared to play. We know that they are capable of playing great this week. So there really hasn't been any talk of us being these crazy favorites. We know what we're capable of, but at the end of the day, today the score is 0-0. Nothing has happened yet. And from what I learned, and a few of us being on that team in Australia, from what we learned in Australia, if this was the Ryder Cup in a 3-day event, we would have got beat. So there's no complacency in our room. I don't feel it. I don't see it. And hopefully we show that early this week.
Jordan kind of alluded to the fact that there's almost bragging rights among the team. Like the player wants to earn the most points, or he doesn't want to be the guy who earns the fewest points. Can you kind of speak to that competitive mentality among the 12 guys?
Yeah, I think that's why we had so much success. Last year is all of us wanted to have a great record. And we know if we have great individual record, it's only going to help the team. So, obviously we're not playing against each other, but I think we take pride in our groupings, whoever we're playing with, and we take pride in our individual results, just so, guys know that, hey, this guy's here to play. He's been prepared, all those things. And these are guys that you respect. These are the best of the best. We're talking about my 11 teammates, our captains. You definitely just take pride in wanting to have a great record when it comes to these international team events. And I think all of us are looking to have a great record this week.
Tony, if you had to build your ideal match play player from the 12 guys on this team, who would you choose to drive the ball, hit the iron shot, short game, and putting? And you can choose yourself.
Yeah, I think off the tee, I'd throw myself and probably JT are two guys that I'd like to see probably drive the golf ball. Obviously, everybody does everything well, but I'll throw those two names out there. Irons, as far as ball striking, I mean, Colin's going to be right at the top of the list. Max Homa is a guy that I would probably put in the conversation for someone I put it in the irons. Wedge game, JT back in there. Jordan Spieth, Scotty Scheffler, amazing wedge player. Sam Burns, amazing wedge player. Putting, Sam Burns probably right at the top with Jordan Spieth. So I know I threw a few names, but in those categories, but those are the guys that I'd probably put in that category. Yeah. Yeah, no question. We got a nice team, and but again, we're all focused and ready to go tomorrow.
You and kids got your tour cards together way back in the day, right?
Yeah, me and JT. Yeah, we got on tour together. We played in Corn Ferry Tour in 2014, and we're rookies together, and it's cool sharing so many of these memories with him.
You guys been giving kids a hard time about being the oldest guy in the team room for like a few years?
Yeah, he's definitely the grandpa of the group. It's funny to say that because he's still only in his mid-30s, but we got a great group of young guys. That's the crazy thing about it. They're all in their 20s and hungry and ready to get after it.
I have a question about the PGA 2K game that's coming out.
Yeah.
It's the first time you get to be in a video game. I don't know if you played old Tiger Woods games growing up, or so. What does that mean to you to get to be in it, and knowing that kids get to play as you?
Yeah, it's unbelievable. I think it's so cool. I honestly am not like a huge gamer. Never have been. Couldn't really afford it growing up, so I'm not that much into gaming. But I know how cool of a privilege it is, and really just honored to be on something like that, where kids can continue to look up to you, be inspired by you, play you in the game. It's pretty dang cool for me, no question.
What would you say your rating should be in there?
That's funny. The NBA guys talk about the rating all the time. I don't know what kind of ratings they give out, but you definitely got to give me a 90 plus. I mean, especially coming off the season I just had. I've seen 99 is about the best rating they give, like in the NFL and the NBA. I think I'm working my way up towards the high 90s, but you got to give me 93, 94. I mean, I'm coming off one of the better seasons on tour, so I'd like to say I'm a low to mid 90s guy right now.
And then last question, I asked Max this yesterday of his AIM username. I don't know if you had AIM, but what was your
I honestly, I don't remember. I don't want to make something up just because his sounds like hysterical and so cool. I don't really remember. I know I had one. I also had an AOL. A lot of these young guys, you probably ask them, they probably don't even know what it is, honestly. Yeah, you got to at least be like 30 and up probably to have an AOL or AIM or anything like that. So I'm drawing a blank. I don't remember what it is, but I know I had one.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, guys.
Wait, sorry, Tony, you got one more.
Okay.
Or a couple more. Tony, with some of your videos recently, like with the walk up to tournaments and showing off some of the style, give me a top 3 most stylish players on the American team.
On the team? Top 3 stylish on the team?
Yeah.
Billy Horschel's probably best dressed in my opinion. Always dressed to the nines, I feel like. I think Colin Morikawa is pretty sharp. And JT, he's always got great shoe game. I think he's a big Jordan guy. I love guys that wear J's. So I put them in the top 3.
I got to follow it up with that. Who's the worst?
I mean, Scotty Scheffler. Yeah. I love the guy. But sometimes he's just like the great thing I love about Scotty is exactly how he is. Like, just looks carefree, just walks around like, just chilling. It's exactly how he dresses, Clothes just a little bit baggy, stuff like that. But I love that about him. He's like, he could probably care less what anybody thinks. But sometimes his style is a little.
One more question. If the PGA Tour and Live Golf ever put together a team event, would you play in that?
Say again?
If the PGA Tour and Live Golf ever had a team event, would you play in that?
Team event? Probably not. Yeah, probably not. I mean, there's just way too much going on there. There's no reason to play for pride when it comes to those 2 tours. I've showed where my loyalty is. We've been playing against those guys forever. Anybody that wants to see that can just look at the stats. We played against each other forever. All those guys that are playing on Live now are guys we played against forever. They've been our teammates. I think that's probably something like some hypothetical, question from the media. Fans may want to see that, but it's not something I'd be a part of just because it's like there's no point in being involved in that if I'm loyal to the PGA Tour.
I know you're just practicing and all, but how good was your round of 60 last week?
Yeah, it was really good. I mean, the course record was 68, and that was there for almost a handful of years. And so beating a course record on any course by 8 shots is pretty good. But it was one of the better scoring rounds maybe I've ever played. 8,100 yards. If you take the elevation out of it, it's probably about 7,400 yards. So still a pretty healthy course, but the putter got hot, and I actually missed a couple to shoot in the 50s, which was crazy to think. But that was potentially the greatest round I've ever played, which is cool.
Putts?
Yeah, we made some putts, and gives me a little confidence coming into this week.
Are you someone who gets first tee jitters?
Yeah, I mean, if you say that you're someone that's not, you just lying. That's pretty much that's all there is to it. I wouldn't, and the thing is, I think jitters might not be the right word. To me, it's like I'm just anxious to get started, and get the ball rolling, get the ball in the air, and let's get going. So I think it's more that than it is the actual nerves of hitting the shot. It's more of like, let's get this ball in the air and let's start moving. Let's get this tournament started. So definitely feeling that this week. They haven't come out with the lineup yet, but I'll either be cheering my guys on or I'll be ready to play when it comes tomorrow.
What's on the pregame playlist this week?
Ooh, well, I actually haven't listened to a lot of music coming to the course. I'm not really I don't have like music in while I'm eating or anything like that. So it's a boring answer, but not a lot. Bob Marley's been on my hit list over the last week or so with my son. It's kind of cool just being able to spill my music onto him over the last couple weeks, and he's become a big Bob Marley fan over the last week. So, yeah.
Zayna was just asked about Freddy, kind of like you were. He actually said that there is a surprising side to him that sort of stresses out. Have you ever seen that side?
Who, Freddy stressing out?
Yeah.
No. If he has, I don't see it. Yeah, I never see it. Not even in it.
Freddy stressing out?
Yeah, exactly. Not even in the team room, so not me. Oh, he's the best. He's the best. Exactly how you guys would see it. I mean, he's chill. He's funny. Super funny. Probably can't say a lot of the things that he says to us, but great energy, great guy to be around, and I love having him as as assistant captain.
How do you think yours and Max's games?
Say again?
How do you think yours and Max's games?
Yeah, I think our games mesh well. Great. Yeah, both coming off the best seasons of our careers, and I think we'd match up great. Thanks.
Thanks, dude.